So this is 6.2, number 23. If you read the instructions, they want with respect to y. Integrating with respect to y. That means I'm going to have horizontal asymptotes, or not asymptotes, horizontal rectangles. So I'm going to draw a representative rectangle. So that's what a rectangle is going to look like. Now, a couple of things that needs to happen. I need to figure out that point right there. I don't know where they intersect. And so you are going to have to set these equal to each other. Now you actually have three equations, y equals 0. So they didn't show you, but you have an equation down here, a line that's y equals 0 for your bottom boundary. And that's right there. They told you that. And the other two are labeled pretty clearly, so I won't do anything with that. But what's that blue point there? That's where the functions are equal to each other. I would give you a point for setting these equal to each other to find that intersection point. Okay? So I'm going to square both sides. So I get rid of the square roots. Now, I hate fractions. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 to eliminate the fractions. Oopsies. I'm going to add 2x to both sides. So if I add 2x to both sides, I'll get 3x on this side. And the 2x on the right disappears. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Divide by 3. And lo and behold, it happens at x equals 0. But that's the x coordinate. What's the y coordinate there? I need to figure that out. So do I plug this into this equation or that equation? Which one? And the answer is either one, because they have the same y value there. So they both better get you the same value or you're in trouble. So I would say y equals square root of 1 minus 0, which is 1. So now I've found the coordinates of that. So I would have given you a point for that and a point for finding your x and y coordinates if this were a quiz or a test. Now we have to find the area. And to find the area, what do? I add up a bunch of stuff. How do I add it up? Integral. And where's my first rectangle? My first rectangle is going to be down here. There's my first rectangle. Where's my last rectangle going to be? I'm going to keep on adding them till... Why are you doing that? Stop that. The last one's going to be up here. So the first one is going to be at y equals 0. The last one's going to be at y equals 1. You got to see we're stacking up vertically. That means we go from a y to a y. So 0 to 1. Well, the width of this is going to be a change in y. It's going to be dy. And the length, now this will be big X minus small x. Big X minus small x. How do we do that? Someone asked me, how do I know? I claim this is big X and that's small x. And someone first period asked me, how do you know this big X on the right, small x on the left? You should know on the x-axis, bigger numbers are to the right, smaller numbers to the left. So the bigger one is on the right, smaller one on the left. Now the next thing, if you put this in here for big X, you are wrong. Because this says, hey, that's y. That's y equals. I don't want y, I want x. So more work that you'd have to do, you'd have to solve this for x. Square both sides. Subtract 1 from both sides. Multiply both sides by -1. So this will be your big X. Now, my small x is right here. So I have to do more work. So over here, I'm going to say y equals square root of x over 2 plus 1. Going through the same process, I'm going to square both sides. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. Whoops. And that is going to be my small x. So it's big X minus small x. And you need to put this in parentheses. I'm going to simplify that now. 1 minus y squared, distribute the negative. So that's going to be 2. All right, now let's continue. So I'm going to combine like terms. Minus y and minus y squared minus 2y squared, I owe 3 of them. So that's going to be negative 3y squared. And then 1 plus 2 will get me 3. Now I can find the antiderivative. That's going to be negative 3y cubed over 3 plus 3y. Well, those are going to cancel for me. And now I'm going to plug in 1. Then I'm going to plug in 0. Plugging in 0 just gives me 0 on both those. So I'm going to get negative 1 plus 3, which comes out to be 2. And there is my answer. Dun, dun, dun.